Welcome to New Hampshire Politics with John Burt. I'm John Burt. And of course, you can see who's with me this week.
Who?
Is our famous state representative, Gary Hopper.
From way up north.
Yeah, from where?
Yes.
Yes, way up, yeah,
Way
where
up
up north. How you doing, Gary?
Hi, John.
No, thank you for coming on. And I brought several pictures because I need your opinion.
Before we go into that, can I just do a quick one?
Yes.
I just want to touch on this because it was so brilliant. The next time you folks in Goffstown, if you see Claire Rouillard, Representative Rouillard,
Yep.
in the store or any place else,
Yeah, great lady.
buy her coffee, do whatever you can, because she is awesome. I want to set this up. Just take me a second, okay? I didn't tell John I was going to do this. It just hit me. But Marcy's Law was supposed to be for victims. It was not for victims. It was for the state. It would have actually protected the state from the people, not the people from the state. But that's beside the point. I want to get this picture. So we allowed the Attorney General, who should know this thoroughly, more than you or I.
Yes.
He's a lawyer. He's a paid lawyer. He's getting big bucks for this.
And he helped with the bill.
He helped with the bill.
Yeah.
He sat down and said, "Well, I want to do this amendment." And the amendment and the original bill both had a short part of a sentence in it. And Claire Rouillard called him out and says, "Mr. Attorney General," and if you read it in context, it's still difficult to grasp right off the bat. That's why I glazed right over it myself. So she said, jurisdiction over the case, and okay, this is the part, and have enforced the rights enumerated in this section and any other right afforded to the victim by law.
Yes.
So she says that's what it says in the bill. Does that not create a situation where any law relative to victims that is already in the statutes or maybe in the future, elevates them to constitutional parity? The Attorney General of the state of New Hampshire, an advocate for Marcy's Law, had no answer. He sat there with his, going,
He did.
and it was beautiful. So seriously, Claire Rouillard is one of the most intelligent, ethical legislators I've ever worked with. She said she doesn't want to run again. Please change your mind. Anyway, that's my pitch for Claire.
No, Claire was really good.
She was brutal.
I'm trying to think who I had on. I can't remember if I had anybody on or not, but I talked about that, and I should get the pictures of Claire. Because she's staring at him like, it was hilarious.
It was beautiful.
And I like the AG guy. I really do, because matter of fact, I didn't realize he lives in Deering. I'm his rep.
I'm his rep?
Yes.
Oh man, I bet he won't vote for me.
Well, there's the AG guy. He's going, and I said, uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
He's in trouble. And then he started dancing.
Yeah.
Well, it could be. And I go,
yeah.
all right. Claire just slam dunked.
Slam dunked. It was a slam dunk. It was probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in the legislature.
Yes. Yeah. That is one of the few moments that I feel guilty taking the $100 from the taxpayers.
Because it was so entertaining.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, when
I
I'm
agree.
there, I go, I shouldn't get paid for this.
No, this is too much fun.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, anytime. But I want to bring up the first picture, and I want to know if you recognize this guy, and it's right up there. And I also have it down here so we can keep.
Yeah, let me see it, because I can't.
All right. Do you recognize him?
Oh,
from
yes.
From the 80s.
Yes, Ollie, little Ollie.
Well, I don't, I was only in my early 20s, so.
Yes.
And I was working a lot of hours. I mean, I remember I had the bumper sticker. I support,
Oliver North, yeah.
Oliver North, and everybody in Vermont had the bumper stickers back then.
Right.
Today they'd hang them.
Yeah.
And but then I'll bring up picture 2, and guess what he is now?
Oh yes, head of the NRA.
How did that happen? Everybody, all my gun friends were like, Whoa, that threw me back.
Well, see, he was involved. I think he basically took one for the team in the Iran Contra.
He did.
And then, but the real thing I think he became famous for, and it's too long ago for me to remember details, but basically he just sat there toe-to-toe with the Congress and just let him have it.
He did.
He did not back down. He did not care.
He was a Claire Rouillard.
He was Claire Rouillard with bars on his shoulders and
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant, and I think people like that. People love somebody that you may or may not agree with, but have the tenacity and the courage to stand up
Yes.
and say, no, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not going there, or whatever they say, but they have the courage to stand for what they believe and not
Yeah.
just cower or buckle under the hot lights, which I'm doing about right now.
Now, was it Charleston Heston? Was he ever president,
Yeah.
or did he speak?
No, he was. I believe he was president of the NRA for a while.
I think so too. And I've seen his video,
Cold Dead Hands thing.
only 100 times. And it has millions and millions of views.
Oh, yeah.
And he just sits there at this big convention and he goes, let me make sure everybody understands. And he holds that gun up, and he's up there in age, so he's shaking a little.
Yeah.
Over my dead, cold hands.
Out of my cold dead
Yes,
hands.
that's what it was.
Yeah, he actually did that in Manchester at
The place roared.
Yeah, you were there for that one?
No, I didn't go to the Manchester one.
Oh yeah,
I
he
wish
did,
I
he did the same thing in Manchester, and it was. But the funny thing is, if you look at him, he's always holding up a muzzleloader,
Yes.
which is kind of ridiculous because you don't need even a permit. You can still get those mail order.
Well, do you think he does it? Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
little note on the side there.
Yeah,
But I think it's funny.
So, some kids get an ant farm through the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a muzzle loader through the mail. But now, because I can't remember when he was president. So he was here in Manchester.
Yeah, he went to.
Well, that place must have been packed.
Yeah, it was super packed. It was an NRA dinner or convention or something like that up at the, what's the one next to
The Radisson Ballroom?
is that the one next to SNU?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
right there.
Radisson, yeah.
Yeah, Radisson.
Yeah.
He was at the Radisson, I don't know how many years ago.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that had to have been. But yeah, what do you think Ollie North is going to do?
Oh, I think he'll do great.
I do too. I don't think he's going to take any garbage.
No, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna kick butt and take names.
But I think the last guy did a good job.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he wasn't taking
No.
any issues.
No,
He didn't take hostages.
no, and Oliver North is getting on in years, but I think he's still as sharp as a tack. So
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Now the next picture, this just happened, and let me see where it is. Arizona. That's what it was, and it's at some college world's fair. But it shows a girl grabbing. She jumps out. She's 17 years old, so she jumps out into the field and runs around and grabs all of the butts of the players.
right.
And I'm thinking,
So what?
yeah, who cares? Reverse that. Gary Hopper jumps out onto the field of a girls'
Soccer game.
Yes, and you run and slap all.
That's not a fair comparison. I could
You don't
not
think it-
possibly catch them.
That is true.
No, but your point is correct.
Yes. What would
Because
happen?
any guy, well, the thing is, it's who's offended. Okay, so any guy
Oh, they're not going to be offended.
who sees a girl going up and grabbing guys' butts,
Yeah.
it says, "Wow, I wish I was on the field." But any woman is going to be offended because, as much as the feminists want to convince you that both sexes are the same,
Yes.
they are not.
Really?
No, there was a study, and we paid for it with your taxes. So,
So the study did show that we are different.
but that was
than
an old
from-
study. I'm sure a new study would find something completely different because it would be politically correct to do so.
Yeah.
But no, there's a certain hypocrisy in the whole movement, in that and this is the ultra feminist, not most. 90% of the women that you talk to anywhere in the
that want
society.
equal pay for equal
Yeah,
work.
everybody
Yes.
wants that. That's
Yes.
logic.
Yep.
But
Yep.
no, it's the women do not want to be treated as men.
Yes.
They want to be treated as women.
That's right.
And women, almost by definition, there is a distance of what you can physically do because they are almost not. I don't want to use the word vulnerable, but it's the only thing you can come up with in short notice. There is a vulnerability there that men do not have,
Yes.
and it's supposed to be that way.
Yes.
It is. There are roles in society that women and men don't. They're not co-equal. They're different, and they're supposed to be different.
Absolutely. Well, then the next picture shows.
But feminists want to convince us that they're supposed to be offended.
Yeah.
Well, how can they be offended? If you say we're equal, then that should be no more offensive
And
than if the opposite happened.
And I
That's
didn't-
not true.
As I call them, the men hater groups.
Yes, the men hater groups.
I saw no man hater groups going after that girl saying she did wrong.
No, they were all said, "Wow, where is she?"
Yes. Well, but then my next question
That's
is.
the most action some of them had for a long time.
yeah.
So, go. Sorry.
Here's the same picture, the next picture, but there's the guard behind chasing the girl.
Right.
He tackles her, cuffs her, without her permission.
Whoa.
Now, can she be the victim?
Oh, obviously, yes.
But she wasn't. She didn't say she was, and she carried on like, "Oh, sorry,
It was an accident.
Yeah. And so it's all in fun.
It is fun. It is fun, and it's.
But if it was reverse roles, I mean, they would have that guy hanging.
Well, look at the poor girl out. I forget, probably California. That seems logical, but I don't remember. She wears an
Yes.
Oriental dress to a prom.
Yeah, everybody must have seen that picture by now.
So what?
Real pretty girl.
Yeah.
The dress fit perfect.
It was cute.
It
right?
was.
And so everybody's talking about cultural appropriation.
Yes,
So
yeah,
I made
that's the new word.
I made a. I'm gonna make a new one. My wife gave me this idea, but I'll take credit for it. She said, "What you really need to do is make a poster of the Indians on the Boston Tea Party, and talk about cultural appropriation, old school."
Yeah.
But I made a poster on Facebook. It said, it was a picture of Chinese food,
Yeah.
and I said, if cultural appropriation is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to sell. I mean, that's the thing. I love the fact that we have all these different cultures in the United States, and we should be celebrating them and enjoying them.
Yes.
Because those differences are awesome.
Well-
if we were all homogenistically across the board exactly the same, that would be wicked boring.
Did you see Tucker Carlson? No. He had that lady on that was beating this young girl up. The Oriental dress.
Oh,
wearer.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Well, I have a question for you," because she's saying she doesn't respect their culture. She was making mockery of it, and how dare her? And he goes, "All right, well, there's a lot of, let's say, Chinese or Japanese, and they fly airplanes. They come over here to
Yeah.
our country on an airplane. Well, the Wright brothers invented it here.
Right.
We invented the airplane. So isn't that culture? So they should be like walking or on a boat something or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
They shouldn't be flying.
A junk.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
should come across in junks only.
Well, then she goes, "That's different. It's always different."
It's always different, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing is
Yeah.
I think what it is they're, if you look at some of these people, they're communists. And if you look at Antifa, a lot of different groups,
Oh, yeah.
you will see the hammer and sickle.
Yep.
They are communists. They want equality across the board because of they're so oppressed.
Yes.
My friends in the audience, look around you. I don't care who you are, who is listening to this. It does not make any difference.
Yep.
You are richer than most of the world's population and absolutely richer than 99% of the population throughout history. If you're listening to this, that means you have a TV or a handheld device or something.
Yeah.
You're fed. You probably have a roof over your head, unless you don't want to have a roof over your head because you're
Yeah.
camping. It's insane that people feel oppressed.
Yeah.
There is no better time for anybody to live than right now.
Yeah. Because I ask, what do they want?
Yeah, they want to whine.
Yeah.
They want attention. They're like little kids they're like 3-year-olds who, you know, when they bump their toe, they start crying hysterically.
Yeah.
But if you, I don't know if you've seen a picture of a little kid. The kid's crying and crying, 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 and then mom comes out and has the camera. The kid starts smiling, right?
Yeah.
It's the same darn thing.
Yeah.
You know, these people are just whining for the sake of whining
Yeah.
because they want to be victims because.
Well, was it you that posted the picture? You know, to go back to the girl in the Oriental dress.
Yeah.
And you know, I see nothing wrong with what she
No,
did.
absolutely nothing.
But then nobody said anything about that woman. I think she's a
Oh, yeah, I
actress.
did. I posted that, yeah.
And she looks like a pope.
Yeah, the same left loonies that will upset about cultural appropriation of the young girl in the Chinese dress are totally okay with Rihanna dressed up like.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dressed up like the Pope.
Yeah.
In this crystallized Pope outfit. I mean, I don't care what she was wearing.
No.
I think it looked kind of ridiculous, but
Yeah, I'll
other
just
than
look the
that-
other way.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah.
But religious, you know, religious appropriation is totally okay.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's kind of making fun of the Catholic Church.
Yes.
So that's all right.
Yeah.
So the left is so full of hypocrisy. It's amazing.
Well, the next picture is why I brought you here.
This is it?
This is the main reason, because I saw your post and I said, I got to call Gary Hopper and get him here.
Right.
And you came.
Right. I did. It worked.
And it's of a cake.
Yes.
I want to know, is it true
Yeah.
what you said on Facebook?
Absolutely true.
You want to share it with the viewers?
Well, no. What I said, because a lot of people, you know, because you go to your doctor and they say, how many pieces, you know, like like to eat cake.
Yes.
This is how many pieces do you have?
Yeah.
Well, if you never cut it into pieces, you just had one piece. So you can have an entire cake and just tell the doctor, I just have one piece every night. Right?
And it works.
It works.
Because it is one piece
It
until
is.
you put the knife in it.
Until you
and
start segmenting it, it's still one piece.
Wow. I'm going to ask my wife if I can have, because I like you know, yellow cake. I like strawberry cake.
Right, yeah.
But
So this,
almost no frosting. My
Right.
wife says I am the weirdest person ever because
I'm not so sure if she's wrong, but I don't know
Yes.
about the cake part.
Yeah, because I even tell her, matter of fact now, because you know, I tell her, you know, don't put any frosting on it.
Yeah.
I just like the cake.
Right.
Yeah, I really don't
I
care.
like the moist cakes, the ones that are almost,
Yes, that's what I get is the strawberry moist one.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
with a gallon of milk.
No, I love my water.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I don't even do milk.
I love milk and cake or cookies and milk. Because I've decided what heaven is.
Yes.
Heaven, to me, is a place where when you're sitting down with a thing of chocolate chip cookies and milk, the ratio always works out. It's not like you got half a cookie left and no milk, or a whole, you know, 3/4 of a glass of milk and no cookies,
Yes. Yeah.
which is wrong.
Yes. Now, in heaven, wouldn't you also? There's no doctors hovering over.
No, there isn't. No, there's nobody asking you about your blood sugar.
Yes. when is Armageddon?
Yeah.
Let's hurry.
Can't we speed that up?
Yeah. Let's hurry up. Get this over with.
We're getting pretty close, buddy.
But now the next one is that you have a new invention.
Oh, I do have a good invention.
Yes.
It's almost time for hunting season.
Okay.
And I came up with this because I think I've told you on the air that I am a genius.
Yes. I've heard that.
I'm pretty much the only one who seems to recognize it.
Yeah, I've asked your wife about it, and
She does not.
No, she hasn't recognized
She
it yet.
doesn't. I don't know.
I'm shocked.
I know. Anyway, picture this. This is how my genius worked today, because I just came up with this. Because you go hunting, people go hunting, they have to take their deer, and they slit it and then leave it hanging for a whole night or a day.
Yep.
To get rid of all the blood.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
I got a new invention. Picture this, if you will, a pole about 6 feet high with an arm, and it grabs onto the deer, Then you take a counterweight on the other end, about the same weight, and then it's hooked up to an engine, and it spins the deer. And you use centrifugal force, so you can get the blood out. You can get the blood out of the deer in 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, will there be any animal rights people, vegetarian or vegans? I mean,
they may be, but they will not be very close to that.
no, they won't. Because I can see the neighbors might complain.
They might, especially if their car's near it.
Yes. Yeah. Because there is a big difference between a vegan and a vegetarian.
There is?
Yes, a vegan I can get along with. Hi, how are you doing? And
I don't know.
say,
Tell me what the difference is.
they don't eat meat.
Okay.
Now, no, a vegetarian doesn't eat meat.
Yes.
Now, a vegan is the hardcore.
Oh.
So it's like a woman wanting, equal pay for equal work and stuff like that.
Right.
And then there's the feminazis.
Right.
That's, close. Now, there are some vegans that are nice and they leave people alone, but it seems
The
like...
vegans are the ones that will actually attack you for eating meat?
Yeah, they're the little more hardcore. Some of them, not all. Because
Right.
I do know a few vegans that don't eat even eggs. I guess they don't eat eggs.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know how you do that. How do you live?
I don't know. What's the point of living?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So anyway, yeah.
Yes.
So my deer spinner is my new invention.
I think
So
you
I
need
need
a video.
investors. I need investors. What?
Yes, yeah, you need a video too.
Oh gosh, that would be gross.
Yeah. Well, I mean, put a fake deer up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then okay.
Yeah. Get some food coloring and
Can you imagine if you drove by somebody's house?
Yeah.
Sorry, deer spinner.
Well, I just a couple years ago I bought a
I am
manure
so
spreader.
messed up. Yeah.
My wife says I shouldn't do this.
No.
But I really want to.
What?
I have a manure spreader, a small manure spreader behind my 53 Farmall Super C tractor.
Yeah.
I want to put a 12-volt battery with a 12-volt pump in there and put water full of brown food coloring.
Right.
And as I drive down the road, it just sprays it out the back, the food coloring, brown food coloring. And Phyllis is like, you're going to get pulled over.
Yes. Again.
Yeah. And I said, but I think that would be super cool.
It would be It would be very cool.
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
Well, I just went to touch a truck. I'll bring my pictures in next week.
Kids love that. By the
Oh,
way.
they do.
They're wicked cute.
But I built a base for my
Manure spreader.
my manure spreader, and I had more kids in that manure spreader than out. And what
Did
shocked
they know what was in it? What it was?
a few adults came up, guys,
Yeah.
and said, "Wow, that's an old manure spreader." And I said, "Well, most people came up and said, "What was this?" They don't know what a manure spreader is.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm just getting really old or
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
I'll wait till the show's over.
yeah. Well, then the next couple pictures is real quick. Is May 23rd is our hot dog day. That's coming
Oh,
up. Yes.
The
and-
John Burt hot dog
yeah,
day.
and NH1 News is there interviewing me, and then the next picture is of a dog. Sadly, that same dog group has people coming from all over the country. They cannot attend this year, so I'm scrambling to find other people to bring
To help out?
for tricks, dog tricks.
Oh,
But I also am
oh,
looking for
oh.
volunteers. If your wife wanted to come out and volunteer.
She's always working. Somebody's got to pay the bills.
Well, didn't she marry a rich guy?
No.
Did she think she was marrying a rich guy?
No.
No, she
No.
knew. So you didn't fool her.
No, I did not. I did
See,
not try to fool
I
her.
tricked my wife.
Oh, yes.
She thought I was filthy rich.
Oh, yeah.
But luckily, I trapped her in, and now I do little things for her, like I'll take her Q-tips and put it out, and I'll fill her coffee maker because she doesn't know how to fill her own coffee maker,
Right,
her
yeah.
care rig. Yeah, I do those little things, and every now and then, like if I forget the Q-tip, which is like twice a year, she'll go, "Where are the Q-tips?" So I run in there, get her Q-tip.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in that way, she's dependent on me.
That's it. That's all you want is
Yeah,
dependence.
That's it. Get her down.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, sadly, we're to the end.
We are?
And yes, I had a few more items, but I just don't have time to cover them.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that fun how it goes so
It
quick?
does go so quick.
Yes. Well, I'll have you on
It's
again.
like life, really.
It is.
Make sure you're exhausted. Like, if you play sports, right?
Yes.
If you play sports and you played in a football game, if you're not exhausted at the end of that game, win or lose,
Yes.
if you haven't spent everything, then you should feel guilty for playing.
That's right. Yep.
It's the same thing in life. Make sure when you go up to see God, you're panting.
That's right. Yes.
Did it all, God.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Gary. Yeah.
All right, brother.
Yes. And until next week, I will see you. Have a good weekend. Bye now.